Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Meg, and I might look a little bit different today. I am in a bee suit because I am embarking on the beautiful journey of beekeeping. Believe it or not, I have actually wanted to be a beekeeper way longer than I've ever wanted to be a gardener, and I just decided that this year is the year. I am a total beginner, total newbie. It's the first time I'm ever having bees. First time I ever handled them was 1 week ago when I installed my nucleus hive into my flow hive. So I want to preface this video by saying this is in no way, shape, or form an educational video. This is purely just a vlog of how my first week has gone beekeeping, and I'm doing my very first hive inspection today. So 1 week ago, I installed my bee nucleus colony into my flow hive. My installation went very well. So I went with a nucleus instead of a package of bees. So there's two different ways that you can go when you decide you want to get bees. You can go with the package, which is basically just a bunch of bees and a queen, a newly mated queen, but a nucleus is pretty much like a mini colony. So it was 5 whole frames. There was brood, worker bees, drones, a mated queen, everything. And during all of my studies and everything, because I am doing an online course, I'm still doing it. During my studies and everything, it was just recommended that a nucleus is a great way to go for beginners. So I picked one up from one of my local apiaries here in North Carolina. I brought it home and I installed it 1 week ago. It was a really fun but nerve-wracking experience because that was the first time I'd ever handled bees. I was really excited to find the queen because I was super nervous about that. I didn't know if she was going to be marked or unmarked because I forgot to ask the beekeeper if he had marked them or not, but thank goodness she was marked because I was really nervous about finding her. I'm just somebody that I'm not good at finding things. I was never good at Where's Waldo. I was never good at Easter egg hunts. Like there's a brain-eye connection that's just misaligned up in there in my wiring. And I was just really nervous about finding the queen, but she is marked, so I did find her. It looked, to my untrained eye, like a really healthy colony. I did see brood, I saw larvae, I didn't see eggs, but I know that those are really hard for an untrained eye to see, so one of my goals for this first inspection is to see eggs. My queen looks like she has a really good laying pattern, so those are like the things that I'm going to be looking out for this inspection as well. I also have a really bad fear that they're going to swarm. I actually had a dream about this the other night that they just decided to swarm. So I'm going to be looking for some signs that they might be thinking about swarming because it is swarm season, and I'm really worried about that. I hope that they're happy with their hive and they're not thinking about leaving, hopefully. Some cool things that I've been observing from outside of the hive this week, because I've just been sitting and watching them. I've seen bees come back with their pollen pants, is what I call them. Like their legs are just covered in pollen. That's so cute. I love seeing that. I also saw a lot of new baby bees taking their orientation flights. I was kind of confused at first why there were so many bees at the entrance, but I recognized that it was happening around the same time every day, and then it would kind of start to die down. So, I asked a mentor that I have what's going on. She said they're just doing their orientation flights, which means a bunch of baby bees were born and they are doing like this kind of figure 8 circular flight around the hive. They're just trying to orient themselves and figure out where home is because they are brand new little bees to this world. I've got my little kit here from Flow Hive. It came with the hive. I got like the bundle that included everything I would need to start beekeeping. So we've got our brush, we've got our little hive tool, this very cool caddy to keep everything in. Got the smoker, of course, very important. And I have some like smoker fuel. I just purchased this off of Amazon and I really like it. It's a blend of cotton and wood chips, and I don't know what else is in here really, but it creates really cool smoke. Cool as in like cool to the touch, which is really important for the bees. You don't want it to be too hot. So I'm just going to load up my smoker with some of this and get it going. Something really interesting that happened the other day. I saw my uncle. I was telling him about the whole beekeeping thing, and he told me that my grandfather used to be a beekeeper, and I had no idea. He was never a beekeeper for as long as I knew him, but apparently he kept bees when they were very young and they were growing up. And then he said he doesn't know why ever stopped, but he remembers him having a bunch of hives. He would beekeep with his brother, and I thought that was really cool. Kind of makes me feel a little bit of a connection to him, since he's no longer here. Okay, so I'm just gonna light this to get it going. So I decided that I wanted to start keeping bees when I was getting my degree in biology. We had a really short unit on bees, and just learning everything about them, I was fascinated, and I was like, I have to do this one day. And it's just really cool that I'm finally getting the opportunity to do it, and I'm nervous about the whole journey. I mean, beekeeping is a whole science. It's not easy, and I've learned that through my course, like all of the things that can go wrong. There's so many things that can go wrong. There's like the varroa mite, there's beetles, there's pests. It's kind of like with gardening and chicken keeping. There's just so many problems that can arise, and you have to just learn how to be a really good problem solver and how to take care of those issues. So I have my little hive inspection notebook. I'm going to be definitely taking notes. It is May 3rd. So what I'm wanting to see in this inspection is I'm wanting to see them making new comb. I want to see eggs and larvae. I obviously want to see the queen. I have named her Queen Beatrice, by the way. And I want to look for any signs that they might be thinking about swarming. So look for queen cells, anything like that. So now let's move on over to the hive. I've heard that you're supposed to let them know that you are coming in. So, hi bees, I'm here, I'm coming in. This is their sugar water feeder up here. Looks like they have been chowing down, but I'm going to remove that. I'm gonna take off the lid. Hi bees. We are officially in the hive. Made a little bit of burr comb up here. At least I hope so. I hope that's what that is. I still have no idea what I'm doing, you guys. No idea. See if there's anything on this first frame here. Looks like they're working on it. Look, you can see them bearding. They're hanging down and they're building comb on this frame, which is so cool. I was expecting it to be empty, but it looks like they're already starting to work on it, which is exciting. That means that they've gotten pretty far in just a week. Actually, it's only been 6 days. I was gonna wait until tomorrow, but it's gonna be raining all weekend. Also, I'm breathing heavy because I'm so hot in this thing. So this frame, it looks like they have built a significant amount of comb. This is so exciting to see. I'm gonna be very, very careful because I am using foundationless frames. So I'm very scared that I'm going to somehow destroy the very delicate comb that is bound to nothing pretty much. Wow. Look at this. It is so cool. Do you see them bearding over here on this side? That's what they do to make new comb. So they've already made all of this comb in just 6 days. Looks like I found the queen. She is actually on this frame. Must be checking out the new comb, I guess. She is marked yellow. Our Queen Beatrice. I wonder if she's already laying eggs in this new comb, maybe? I don't know. I don't know why I kind of expected her to be on the inner parts, but looks like she's over here. Hopefully she's laying some eggs. Want to flip it, but I'm scared to flip it. So I've watched this maneuver many times on YouTube, people doing this. You have to think about gravity. because we don't want the comb to fall out. Oh my god, I did it. I did it. I don't see any eggs or larvae. Try to do this again. Please do not fall. Okay, we got it. We got it. I'm gonna put her back. I have a really irrational fear of accidentally smushing my queen. I actually had a dream that I smushed her. I've been having a lot of beekeeping dreams lately. Clearly, I'm a little nervous. This frame is so heavy. This is crazy. I wonder if this is mostly honey, mostly nectar, what? From what I'm seeing, it's mostly nectar. Such a newbie. I am not sure if anything I'm saying is right. But from my studies, it looks like mostly nectar. There's this glistening liquid in all of the cells, and I don't really see larvae in them. I just see the liquid. So maybe this is nectar, maybe honey that's not been capped over yet. The glove, I can see how the gloves eventually become an issue because it's like you can't really, there's not a lot of dexterity with these. Still a little too scared to go gloveless, I think. Okay. It looks like there were a bunch of baby bees that were born because I think when I checked this a week ago, this was like fully capped over, and it looks like a lot of them have emerged, which I guess is a good sign. Cool to see the difference between the worker brood and the drone brood, because the drone brood has like the bumpy kind of texture to it. It's not flat. A week ago when I installed this, the whole middle part here was capped brood. Now it looks like it's uncapped, so I guess all of those little baby bees were born. And at the top here, there's capped over honey, which is very cool to see. So my neighbor has this stupid like muscle car that he just loves to rev just all the time. It really, just adds to the peacefulness factor of all of this, So it looks like this frame is mostly capped brood, so that's nice to see. So this, why? So this is mostly capped brood, which is just baby bees are about to emerge from it. It's their final form, their final evolution before they become a bee is when they are capped brood. This honestly is just so cool. Like, this is so much fun. Even though I'm sweating and dying, it's just fun to observe what is going on in a beehive. I'm going to try to give you guys some close up for the rest of this. I'm not sure if I already looked at this frame. I don't think so. Just going to give these guys some smoke. Tell them to get out of my way. Excuse me, bees. More frames of capped brood here. Still have not seen any eggs, but I've heard that that's like the hardest thing to spot, especially in foundationless frames. Getting these frames out with the gloves is definitely a challenge. Okay, whoo. Still very hard to see the eggs, but I do see larvae, so that's good. I'm seeing larvae, and look at all of this really pretty pollen. It's so cool how it's different colors. I feel like some of these bees are definitely getting tired of me. There's a few that have tried to sting my hand, so I am definitely glad that I'm wearing gloves. So this is one of the new frames. You guys, I finally see the eggs. I don't know if you can see on the camera, and I'm trying not to tilt this very fresh comb. I can finally see the eggs. I see them in the fresh comb. That is amazing. I am so proud of Queen Beatrice. She's doing such a good job. You go, Beatrice, wherever you are. This is amazing that they've made this much comb in this short amount of time, and they've already started on one of the next frames I can see, and she's already started laying eggs in here. So that's so comforting to see. I feel like my hive is doing really well. Queen Beatrice is doing her job extremely well, and I am just so proud of them. Here's some brand new comb that they're making. Feels very delicate right now. I definitely do not want to drop this or anything, but it's just so cool. I'm really glad that I went with the foundationless frames just to be able to see them make their own comb. So cool. I'm having such a good time doing this. This is great. I know I'm kind of like in an ignorant bliss right now. A lot of you beekeepers are probably like, oh, she's in her first week. She's having, you know, she's so ignorant. She's so naive. Just wait till, all of the things start coming up. And I totally understand that. I'm aware of that. A bee is just dive bombed my face and landed on my mic. You can probably hear her. She is mad. I am so sorry. Okay, I'm closing up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please. Oh my God. See, this is why I'm wearing a bee suit, because I would have just gotten like stung in the face probably 5 times. They're getting mad. Okay. All right. I was told to keep giving them sugar water as long as they will drink it. And boy, have they been drinking it. I'm assuming that's why they're doing so good. They're creating the comb so fast. So that's nice to know that that's helping them. It's gonna be raining for the next few days, so gonna make sure that lid is on there tight. Gonna make sure I come back and refill their sugar water so that they have enough. And we are done. You guys, there's sweat running down my face right now. I'm so sorry. So some questions that I've gotten on Instagram about the bees. Wow, I'm covered in sweat right now. Let me do a little check. One question I get is like, oh, it's so close to your garden space and where you garden. Have they been bothering you, or is that safe? And honestly, the entrance is faced away from the garden, and they haven't bothered me at all. I can get pretty close to them without a bee suit. I can actually, like I said, I've been changing the sugar water without a bee suit from the back. I just always make sure to be on the back side, not walk in front of the entrance or anything. They haven't bothered me at all. I kind of actually barely even see them around my garden, which I thought that I would see more. Thought that I would see them more, like pollinating the flowers in my own garden, and I haven't really seen them do that. So maybe they found a better source somewhere else, but whatever. Another question I've gotten are, how are the chickens and bees coexisting? So let's talk about the birds and the bees. When I first thought about keeping bees, I thought for sure it was going to be a bad idea because of the chickens, and I didn't want anything to happen to my chickens. I didn't want them to get stung, and I just had no idea what to expect. And for some reason in my head, I just thought that they couldn't coexist. But then I did a little Googling, did some research. Turns out the exact opposite is true. Birds and bees coexist very peacefully. They actually have a great relationship because the chickens can help deter pests in your beehive. If you let them forage around the beehive, they can eat ants that are trying to get into your hive. They can eat the beetle larva that is in the ground. So they're actually great together, and they don't bother the chickens. And it's kind of, if you think about it, a chicken's like feathers are so dense. Think about a bee trying to sting them. They would have to go through a ton of feathers to even get to their skin to sting them. So they don't bother the chickens at all. I've actually seen some very creative hives online where people will put their beehive in their chicken coop. I was shook when I saw that. So I'm actually thinking about extending my outdoor run to go around the beehive so that my chickens can forage around the beehive. If you like this video and you want to see more, give me a thumbs up. I will definitely make more, maybe even every week or every inspection if you guys want me to. I feel like it's very helpful even to watch newbies do something, because you can like maybe see them make a mistake or something and learn from it. And if you honestly, if you're a beekeeper and you have any constructive criticism or you saw me make a bunch of mistakes back there, please leave it in the comments. I would love to be corrected in something I either said or did, because I'm a newbie and I'm learning, and I feel like learning from the community is just the best way to learn. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.